Can you really retire earlier than planned and spend more in retirement without running out of money? The answer is yes, but you've got to follow 3 steps. This is going to be easy to understand, even if you don't love the financial planning strategies and tactics and things like that. It's all based on historical data in real scenarios that I'm going to share with you. So in this video, I'll share what are the simple steps, and then how anyone can implement this, and then also give examples of with real numbers and case studies. So let me put some dollars behind this just to give you an idea of what we're going to be talking about. Now, remember the dollars here that I mentioned, that's not the important part. Whether we're talking about $100,000 or $100 million, I'm just going to use a number, and it's all for just the concept that we're going over. So I'm just going to use $40,000 is what this person in this first scenario wants to take out of their accounts and use in retirement. Like many people, they'll look at the 4% rule, which means they have to save $1 million to take out $40,000 a year. But with this system, these 3 steps that we'll go over, they'd actually only need to save a little over $700,000 to get and meet that $40,000 need, which would come closer to the 5.5% withdrawal rate. That's interesting. This also means that if they had already saved $1 million, that could produce $55,000 worth of income versus the $40,000. But to achieve this higher withdrawal rate and not worry about running out of money, we need to apply the 3-step filter or system, and it just needs to be applied once per year at the end of the year. So this cheat code could allow that person in this fake scenario to retire with almost $300,000 less than what they thought they could originally. That's exciting stuff. Very quickly, before we get into it, I'm Dave Zoller, and I own Streamline Financial with Tim and Luke and Sean. And it's a retirement planning firm that's been around for 25 years, and we help a select number of clients. But we created this channel to share the strategies and even the mindsets that we use for our high net worth clients, and then share them here so that hopefully everyone can benefit from it. So now, how do we do this with the 3 steps and this withdrawal strategy? I'll start with the basic rule that everybody's heard of before, and I already mentioned it, and that's the 4% rule. But if we want to spend more than 4% per year and not run out of money, then we've got a few extra steps. Step 1 is we need to remember and just know that our expenses are not all the same. To keep it big picture, we've got 2 types of expenses in retirement. We've got our fixed expenses, or this could be needs, things like housing cost or food cost or utilities or medical expenses. You know, these are the things that we need to have to live. It's the essentials. And then there are the nice to haves, or we can call this one the wants. And this is like vacations or entertainment, going to venues or, and sorry for all you golfers, this could even mean the golf memberships. I hope I didn't lose you here, but you get what I mean. And whether or not you use a strategy like the one we're talking about in this video, it's a good idea to get a ballpark estimate of your needs and your wants in retirement. Because whether you have 20 minutes or 2 hours to figure this out, it's going to be worth it. The payoff is really increased peace of mind in retirement. Because right now, take Bill, we call him Bill. He's in the Chicago suburbs, and he adds up all of his expenses, and he sees that he needs about $80K to live on. But in reality, the absolute essentials, the needs, might only be $40,000. And he doesn't have to change anything in his income plan, but just knowing that he could reduce his expenses needed in retirement and still be okay, that's a load off his shoulders, right? It's kind of like a plan B if he needed it. And that could give him the confidence to say goodbye to the work paycheck. So we understand the 2 types of expenses. Now what's next? Step 2 is we need to get to the end of the year, and then we have to identify which type of 3 markets did we just experience. Was it a normal market? I'll go over the 3 right now. Normal market, which would be the S&P 500's not down more than 10%. So anything above negative 10% from its highs. Or was it a correction where it's down between negative 10 to negative 20% from the highs? Or is it a bear market? Did we just experience a bear market where it's negative 20% or more down from the highs? So based on these 3, whatever we went through, that determines how much of the discretionary or the want expenses we should spend the following year. Now, what's the actual example of putting this in action? And this is step 3, implementing this. So let's pretend you've got $1 million and you want to take out $55,000 per year. And we figure out that half of 55,000 is the needs and then half is the wants. So to round it out, I'll just say it's, if we're doing this, we're just going to say it's 27K and 27. And two, if you're thinking that 50% discretionary spending is too high or low, I'll give you a chart that comes up with all the different scenarios here so you can find what is reasonable for you coming up.